Is it recording? Hey guys, what's up? It's Ben here, and then today in this video I will be packing my life up in a bag. You want to see it? Here we go. Oh shit, that's really zoomed in. Wish me luck. I go to the Japan, and then Australia, and then New Zealand. Do you approve?
Nope. I don't. It's gonna be gone for an entire year. Sad.
Bye, Pierce.
Oh, it's not.
Bye, Travis. Bye, Nastia.
Bye.
Bye, Ben.
Safe travels.
Hey guys, I made it to Kyoto. I can't believe I actually did it because I didn't understand what most of the people were saying. I was pretty lost in translation, but I ended up getting on like a midnight bus and busing through the night. The seats were actually surprisingly comfortable, and it's not like the 2 and 2. It was like 1, 1, and 1, and you could recline all the way, and it was super nice. So I did that. I got like 5.5 hours of sleep, so that was nice after the plane ride. But now I'm just waiting for my Airbnb to get ready, and I think I'm an hour earlier, 55 minutes. So I gotta wait for that. I gotta find a place to charge my camera and that stuff. But yeah, everything pretty much is good. Hey guys, what's up? It's Ben here. I hope you guys are all having a great morning. It's currently 6:25 in the morning, and I'm on my way to Fushimi Inari Shrine. Hope I said that right. And I'm trying to get a few pictures. Last time I went, it was completely crowded, and that was at like 8 in the morning, so I'm hoping earlier it's gonna be empty so I can get a few pictures. But we'll see how that goes. So we literally just missed our train. So it's not looking too well. We have to wait another 15 minutes, and I don't know if I'm gonna make it for that picture. But I guess while I'm out here, I just wanted to kind of tell a little bit of a story about how this entire trip came to be and how I got onto this trip. So I guess really where it all started was in grade 10 when I went on an exchange program called KLAS to Switzerland, and like the school I went to was a Japanese boarding school in a Swiss village, or a French village, sorry, in the Swiss Alps. And when I was first introduced to this trip, I was like, no man, like I don't want to go on it. Like summer's meant to enjoy it, not for school. But my friend kind of said one thing, and it changed my entire mind and kind of reshaped the outlook of how I viewed this entire trip. And he said, but you'll be in Switzerland. And that kind of resonated in my mind, and you know, instantly I was hooked, and I changed my mind, and I was like, dude, I gotta go on this trip. So I kind of jumped and never looked back. On this exchange program, I made so many great friends. I experienced Japanese culture and how amazing it was. And I told myself that I'd always go back and visit all these friends that I made. Now, after I told myself that I'd go back and meet my exchange partner, fast forward to the beginning of grade 12 when I started looking into prices. I had about $1,500 in my bank account saved up to go and travel with, and that was from working like a year of a job I didn't really like. But I quickly realized that $1,500 wasn't gonna buy anything. It wouldn't even afford a plane ticket over to Japan. So I was kind of like, shit man, I don't know what I'm gonna do. But, you know, I did what any logical person would do, and I quickly started researching get-rich-quick schemes. And the same friend who actually introduced me to the exchange program introduced me to this like brand new thing that nobody was talking about, and it was called cryptocurrency. Keep in mind this was This was in the beginning of 2017, end of 2016, so absolutely no one was talking about this. My friend sat me down and showed me this chart of a coin called Gollum, I believe, and it basically 10x'd in a week. And I was like absolutely blown away. Ever since I was little, I always had dreams of investing in the stock market and just seeing my money soar up. And I thought this would be my opportunity. So I quickly jumped again and I put my money into cryptocurrency. Okay, so I put my money into cryptocurrency and to my surprise, nothing happened. For the month that I had it invested and for the month that I was leveraging myself in, nothing was happening. I actually lost half the money I put in and I was just like devastated. I was like, oh, there's no way, I'm never going to Japan or anything. And it really sucked. So I lost about half the money. I knew that Japan was not an option. So I did what any logical person would do. And I got real, I got a job, I went to school. So now, jump forward about a year, and my cryptocurrency really started taking off. And I was kind of blown away by this. Like, at first it was a 2x, then a 3x, then a 4x, and then next thing I knew it, I was looking at my balance and my portfolio and I was like, shit man, I have enough to go to Japan. Now, like any good story, and anyone who just sees money, you get greedy. My friend's sister just came back from Australia and New Zealand, and she told me about how amazing of a time it was and everything that she got to see. And I was hooked. Like I was so sold. I was like, dude, wouldn't it be awesome if I could go to Japan and go down to Australia and then go to New Zealand? And I got greedy. So I was like, okay, if I just get a little bit money before, or a little bit more money before I cash out, then I can do this entire trip. Well, it turns out I lost all my money, and I was left with what I started with. And yet again, my dreams were crushed, and it looked like nothing was gonna happen. Okay, so after the whole crash and losing all my money, I worked some more and I saved up a decent amount of money. Come December of 2018, my girlfriend actually came up to me and she's like, Ben, I gotta talk to you. And I was like, oh God, no, like, please don't break up with me. Please don't break up with me. And then I was like, oh shit, what if she's pregnant? Oh no. And she sat me down, she looked at me seriously and she's like, Ben, I want to become an au pair. And I was like, what is an au pair? And she started explaining it to me, and you know, like everything, I was skeptical. I was like, dude, so you're just gonna go to some random person's house, become a nanny, and get paid for that? Like, that sounds insanely sketchy. What if you get kidnapped, or what if the family uses you or something? And she said one thing, and she's like, but you get to live abroad, and you know, I'm a sucker for traveling. So I was kind of sold. So instantly, Ava and I built up our au pair profile, and we started reaching out to families, and families started reaching out to us. See, the only problem is, it's really hard being a male au pair, and I wasn't getting anything. So about a month into it, I got nothing other than, hey, sorry, we don't need an au pair anymore, or we don't think you're the right fit for our family. See, Ava, on the other hand, was getting families on families messaging her, and after about 2 weeks of searching, she found a family, and she had a agreement lined up for her to go to Perth, Australia for 9 months. So I was kind of bummed out and kind of gave up on that whole thing. Fast forward to January, after working a bit more at Starbucks, I finally had enough money saved up to make a trip over to Australia to go visit her halfway through, because there's no way I could survive for 9 months without seeing her. So when I started looking into flights, I realized that or the first thought into my head was, Japan is kind of close to Australia, or a thought. So I went to the travel agency and I went to go figure out my options, and it turns out I was able to book a round trip from Winnipeg to Tokyo and then Perth to Winnipeg for a very good price. And I kind of jumped and said, fuck it, I'll do that and I'll figure everything else out. So, for the first time in a long time, things seem to be working out and unfolding beautifully. Like, as I started planning my itinerary and filling in the gaps, I was like super ecstatic. I can't talk. Ecstatic that I was finally going to Japan and that I would see Ava halfway through. So now fast forward about 20 days before my trip. I got an unusual email, and it was an email from Au Pair World, the agency I was trying to book my au pair through, and they were basically saying that I got an unread message, and I was really confused because I haven't been on the site in, I want to say, 5 months. So I quickly opened up the message, and it was literally a family saying they were no longer interested. I found it completely useless that they'd message me after all this time, but I mean, whatever. I just kind of moved on. The next day, though, I get another email, and it's another unread message, and I'm like, okay, why do you have to bring my hopes down even more? So I log on to Au Pair World, and I'm kind of like annoyed at this point, and I kind of pause for a second because I realize it's like a huge letter of multiple paragraphs, and I was like, this is weird. So I started reading it, and it was a family that was looking for a male au pair to fill the gap between July and November. And it just so happened that right as I was leaving Australia, they needed an au pair. So I quickly ran back to the flight center and saw my options, and at first it wasn't looking too good, but after probably about 8 hours of just sitting there watching the flight or the travel agent mess with my flights, we finally booked it, and we were finally able to sort things out. So it was completely crazy because after years of hitting roadblocks and getting knocked down and getting rejected, at the end of it, things kind of seemed to fall perfectly into place when I kind of said fuck it, and I kind of just took the first step. And yeah, I had no intention of it ending up like this, but I guess that's kind of the magic of travel, or the magic of life, depending on what you say it. If you just stay open-minded and take things as they unfold, I think life unfolds in like mysterious ways. And yeah, now I hope that shows you that this whole trip didn't just happen out of nowhere, and it was kind of years in the making, but at the same time it all happened seamlessly and fell into place. Okay, so I made it to Fushimi Inari, and I think I made it here early enough before everyone started coming. It's just like absolutely beautiful over here. I'm really happy that I came. It's my second time. I wish I had my tripod. That would have been a little bit better, but I mean, it is what it is, and I'm happy it happened. The one thing that I didn't want to add is I'm starting this YouTube channel, and what I want the premise of it to be is just to kind of tell stories and like share things about my life, tips, and pretty much anything, like whether it's through videos or music or whatever it be. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the story. Till another time, peace.